Hello and welcome to Trains in the Attic, and today we're getting a job done on the layout. I had a change of plans due to the weather today, so I didn't go to the Sison show. I had a day at home and decided to try to get some done on my Helix. So let's start the title and then I'll go through what I need to do. So those of you who haven't seen this before, this is my Helix. The idea of a Helix is to change the level that the trains are on. So we're going for my storage yard level, which is this here. I know it's a bit of a mess, that's because I have had to clear this section up to the next level, which will be this height. So we've got one round of a Helix down. I bought this kit from DCC Train Automation, a very good company. If you ever have any DCC questions, give them a shout. They also do layout design and build useful kits like this. They also do the Weissman card system and several other card systems, so really good company. I'm quite happy to give them a shout out. James at DCC Concept, he's a brilliant person, he knows his stuff, so giving him a shout out. So I bought this kit from him a few years ago. I then bought the next two levels last year. The most expensive thing on this, with the way I'm doing it, is a track. You can use flexi track, that will cut your cost down a lot, but I'm using standard set track. So this is all Hornby radius 3 and radius 4 track, which is why I did a large order from Hornby the other week. And this kit is actually pretty easy. So in the kit you get 16 of these bars, 8 on the inside, 8 on the outside. You then get a lot of screws, lots of washers. You then get these flat panels with a line marked across. Then you get those bits and those bits which you glue together. Then you get these bits of track. So what you need to do, and what I've been putting off for a long time, is actually setting up the track heights. What I've done to help myself is I've made this little jig, and I've got that lined up. Somebody who have done a real good explanation of this is Chadwick at Chadwick Station, I believe the channel is. He got 2 of these Helixes and he seemed to love them. I bought the Helix kit before I discovered his channel, and he have recommended a device to actually drive your nuts down. So this is going to end up being 5 Helixes, 5 levels, actually 5.5, because the tracks start here and then we'll finish over there. Once you've got the second round in, you get a lot more stability. And this is the worst bit of a complete procedure. For every level you need to drive down 16 nuts, which, as you can tell, is a bit noisy and can drive you crazy. There are ways to drive it down quicker, and then you just drive it down. Once you've got it driven down, you then get one of these washers and place it on top of a nut, which is still going down. Then once you've got the washer and nut in place, you place one of these plates on. Then you'd likely do up for a screw and another nut on top. And then that's your next level. You want to make sure that your radius isn't too, no, not your radius, your incline is not too steep for your loco, as that will cause you problems. You also want to make sure that you have a straight piece of track entering for Helix, which I do there, so that everything can straighten itself off, as you don't want an S-curve. So, getting down there, there are so many of these nuts I need to do. One thing I would have already done differently is drill for holes for these uprights first, which is what you're actually meant to do, and I would have actually put in some drill in M8 holders so that everything is in position. This is a 4-foot round Helix, and the aim is to give me enough space to duck under and do whatever I need to on the track. So I can see I'm starting to get to the correct level. A little bit more. Then I go and get one of my washers, drop it down on there. And I can see I still need to go down a bit further. So keep on winding down. So nearly there, just do down one more twist. And that's the correct level for the next piece to go on. So once I've got the second screw on, I get one of these glued in pieces with outer on the outside, inner on the inside. And then just gradually feed this down. You can just slightly open up the holes to make it a bit easier, but hopefully next time I do a layout update we should have the next 2 layers of a Helix here. Something else I'm doing with the Helix is each one loop is a block of my block detection system. So just here there's going to be 4 plastic fish plates, so that section is isolated. Then at the same position, next one up, I'll have exactly the same. You also see that there's lots of black and blue wires. That's because I don't trust the rail joiners. So if I wire each track in, I shouldn't have any problems. So black on the outside, blue on the inside. But there's an interesting problem I do have with this, which is, I had the advice of how to resolve it from James at DCC Concept, which is to buy a YAMAC reverse loop section. So if we follow the layout, black on the outside, blue on the inside, we follow this track along, around, and we keep the thing. But going down, black on the outside, black is on the wrong side because black needs to be on the outside there, but black's on the inside here. So what I'm going to have on this piece of track and then the next 2 Helix is a reverse module. So hopefully this has been an interesting video for you. I'll see you on next time. Remember, daily shorts from me some point each day, and also remember my Wednesday night live stream. And I'll just give good shout outs at the end. DCC Train Automation, brilliant company. I've bought this Helix kit from, and they answer my questions all the time. Cheddarip Model Railway, that's a brilliant channel which gave me some additional things which I was missing with this. That's information. And thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much, Richard.